Hello, I'm Carrie Samuels, your intuitive counselor and happiness coach with your October forecast. And October is a month that comes along once every blue moon because this is a blue moon month. And that means there's a certain amount of intensity to this month as well. We're in the last quarter of the year, which is fantastic actually, because that means you made it through the first 3 quarters of a very intense year. Yet these last couple of months, especially October and November, are going to bring a certain level of intensity, and I want you to be prepared for it. So as I mentioned, this is a blue moon month. So blue moons means there's 2 full moons in 1 calendar month, and full moons bring about a certain amount of high octave emotions. They bring your emotions to light. They expand your emotions, and they're a wake-up call, right? So that's what we're experiencing this month. There's a lot of energies coming together that are all divinely designed to bring your awareness to certain aspects that have been buried inside of you and the world. And there's a lot of conflicting energies coming together because it's 2020 and that's what's happening. So I want you to be prepared for it. So in addition to these full moons, one at the first day of the month and one on the last day of the month that are amplifying your emotions, Mercury is going retrograde on October 13th, and it's going to end its retrograde on November 3rd. And if that date sounds familiar, it's because that is Election Day here in the United States, and the universe has a sense of humor. So everything leading up to that, there is a lot of confusion around ballots and mail, and so Mercury rules all of those areas of transportation and communication. So that's why it's very extra encouraged if you live in the United States to check everything against your state website. Make sure your signature matches your driver's license. Vote early if you can, and hand drop your ballot instead of using the postal service, and drop it off at your election office. So these things are really encouraged because this Mercury is going retrograde all through this lead up period. So of course there's this confusion as well. So you really want to be prepared. So like I said, vote if you live in the United States, vote early if you can and by hand. And you want to double check everything. Go on the website and make sure you're registered, all of that, okay? And so that's, it goes direct on November 3rd. And the days that Mercury goes retrograde and direct, it's kind of like, it's very jarring. It's almost like a bus stopping really quickly, or like, it's like, whoo, and there's this, it can be kind of jarring, and things can get tumbled. And that's why this whole time right now is very jarring, I think, in general. It's not just the days that the Mercury's stationing. It's a chaotic time in the world. And in addition to Mercury going retrograde, in general, that can be very confusing, but and having communication snafus. It is retrograde in Scorpio. Now, Scorpio is a sign that is very emotionally intense and very deep. Now, all of the Mercury retrogrades in 2020 are in water signs, and that's part of why it's been a very emotional time, because water is associated with emotion and spirit. So as your mind, which is Mercury, is connecting with the deepest part of your heart, that helps connect you to your truth. And Scorpio is the sign that really connects you to your truth, right? Scorpio is all about what's been buried in the shadow, probably to keep you safe at some point in time. But now it's like, it's time to be more truthful to yourself. It's time to be more truthful with how you express yourself. If there's elements that you've been hiding from the world because you don't want to rock the boat, or you don't want people to know something about you, or you're afraid of any kind of conflict or whatever, This Mercury retrograde in Scorpio is teaching you to be more truthful in how you express yourself. Maybe you're going to be sharing parts of yourself that you've kept hidden. And when they're hiding in the shadow, they actually bring about more conflict and more pain. So the more true you are to yourself and the more true you are to who you express as being yourself, how you express yourself, then actually, ultimately, you create less conflict because you're attracting in people and circumstances who appreciate you and love you for who you are, not who they expect you to be. And that's really important right now for you to express your personal truth. And there's going to be other elements that are going to be bringing that up for you because Mars is also retrograde in Aries, and Mars is very fiery. Aries is a fire sign. Mars rules Aries. Now, Mars has been in Aries since the end of July. Mars is going to be in Aries until the beginning of January. So it's in Aries for a really long time. So that's part of why we have this fiery energy right now. And as soon as this energy transpired, we had these explosions in Beirut, and then we had these fires here out west in the United States. This is combustible energy. I was talking about this fiery energy back in July, about how this is going to be a theme throughout the rest of the year. And it's not just our elements and our environment. This is brewing within you. Mars is ultimately a personal planet, and so is Mercury. So these energies you're feeling these in a very personal way right now. So what Mars in Aries, especially as it's retrograde, and it will be retrograde through November 13th, what this Mars retrograde in Aries is teaching you is to get in touch with what fires you up, get in touch with your passion, getting in touch with what is really important to you. It's like a simmering energy. But there's other aspects that Mars retrograde in Aries is teaching you, because Mars is a forward-moving planet, and it's a planet of vitality and energy, and you may feel like you don't have that anymore. This year has been exhausting, right? And the lesson in that and the beauty in that is that sometimes you get so exhausted that you cannot care what other people think about you anymore. You're like, you know what? Who cares? I don't even care anymore. I just need to do what's important to me because that's the best way forward, right? And also because you are getting in touch with what fires you up. You are getting in touch with what's really important when you don't have a lot of energy and when things are kind of crazy in your external environment. It really helps you fine-tune your purpose. It really helps you fine-tune. And this is what retrogrades are about. They're about reevaluating everything. So you are reevaluating your very purpose right now. You're getting right to the core of things. What is my passion, and why am I really here? And what is not lighting me up inside anymore? And is it really worth hanging on to? These are big spiritual lessons that you are learning right now, and they're really going to be brought to light in October. In addition to that, there's more energy. October 2020 is a 5 universal month, and 5 is the number of revolution. Now we're having a 5 universal year next year. No, October of every year always gives you a little taste of what the next year is going to be about. So there's this revolutionary energy. There's this energy of we're not going to take it anymore, right? So there's an energy of a personal revolution. Like, I need to do something new. I need to branch out in ways that are more truthful to myself because I can't take this anymore. I have to be true to myself. The 5 energy can be a lot of fun. So this is teaching you to be joyful. It's teaching you to have fun and to laugh and to connect with like-minded souls. This is all energy of the 5, right? To try new things, to expand, to have adventure, to share what's in your voice, which is associated with the 5th chakra, right? This is all great. So these are the lessons of this very kind of challenging energy. These are incredible lessons to carry forth. And we have this beautiful balancing energy of this because through most of the month until the 22nd, the sun's going to be in Libra, and Libra is a beautiful balancing energy. Libra is the energy of the diplomat and the artist. It's ruled by Venus, and we really need that right now, right? And Libra is a cardinal sign. It's not about being passive. Cardinal is about action oriented, right? So this is about very much being active about the love and beauty you want to bring into the world, which brings us to our 3 action steps, because I really want to give you some concrete ways that you can navigate this, amazingly enlightening energy. So your first action step is to create space for yourself, because there's so much going on in the world and there's so much chaotic energy and there's a lot of anger, right? You really need to take this time and this space to process your energy, to calm your nervous system, to discern what's important to you. You must be taking that space for yourself. And also take space in your calendar, because of so many retrogrades, and because it's so emotional, things are not going to go as planned. So you have to plan for things not to go as planned, if you know what I'm saying. You have to create some wiggle room in your calendar. You can't, and again, especially with this Mars retrograde, you can't really push forward if the universe is telling you to cool your jets, right? So you want to make sure you're taking that time and that space to allow for life to have its ups and downs and its, roller coaster kind of energy that's going to happen this month. Now, your second action step is to respond instead of react. I hope I've made it very clear that there's going to be some tumultuous energy in the ethers, and you will be triggered. I can guarantee you will be triggered. That's the one thing you can count on this month is certain, right? So you really don't want to say anything that's going to contribute to any agitation or any drama or anything like that. You don't want to fuel any fire. So it's really important that as you're taking this time and this space to tune into yourself, that before you say something or contribute to any kind of escalation, you don't want to react while you're feeling emotionally charged. You want to take that time to find a way to be direct while being diplomatic. So call upon that Libra energy, call in Venus to find ways to be kind as you communicate who you truly are. You really don't want to get involved in any social media tit for tat type of things, right? Okay, you got that? Now, your third action step is to cultivate beauty. This is one of Libra's most beautiful lessons. And the world needs this right now. The world is feeling kind of ugly sometimes at the moment. There's so much division and so much anger, right? And so much that I think we're feeding the wrong energy. We're cultivating the wrong energy. It's if we want to create a culture of love, we must cultivate love, right? So if you want to live in a culture of beauty, you must cultivate it. And this is what Libra teaches you. This is why it is an action-oriented sign. You have to create, that's active, right? To cultivate, that's a doing energy. So it's actually your job to create an energy of kindness and love and beauty where you go, to use your words to uplift and inspire others, to use your energy to create calm and love and peace and joy, and create beauty around you, and do art. Art is so healing. And if you are ever in the zone, even if you're not doing art for art's sake, if you're cooking or gardening, you're in that zone where you're in that process of co-creation. It's a very peaceful and joyful zone, and that's where you can really get some intuitive downloads as well. So you want to create as much of that as you possibly can. So really let that be your mantra as you move forward through this month. How can I cultivate more beauty, joy, and love in my life and in the world? It's really special. And as you do that, you are contributing to the greater good in magnificent ways. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, I hope that it has helped you. And if you feel that it can help someone else, share it with them. I know they will be grateful that you did that. And I am wishing you an absolutely awe-inspiring, awesome October and beyond, filled with so much love, joy, and beauty. I love you. Lots of love. Bye for now.